This episode sponsored by the Bomb Box. When someone you love is going through cancer, you want to do more than send flowers. You want to truly help. That's why there's the Bomb Box. Founded by 6-time cancer survivor Liz Bendit, the Bomb Box creates thoughtfully curated care packages filled with premium, practical tools designed specifically for surgery, chemo, and recovery. Every item is chosen based on insights from more than 500 patients and caregivers, because during treatment, the smallest comforts can make the biggest difference. Don't just send a gift, send real support. Visit thebombbox.com today and get free shipping on orders over $50. That's THEBALMBOX.com.
Why aren't you eating right? Because eating right is hard? Because it isn't. Kevin Hart fixed it 4 damn years ago with The One. The One is Vita Hustle's game-changing, meal-replacing super shake. Inspired by Kevin Hart's passionate belief that we all have the right to eat right. Kevin Hart is referring to himself in the third person because he's fired up. Because The One just passed 5 million super shakes sold. 5 million. Just a quick gut-healthy glass of The One gives you all the proteins, all the greens, and all the vitamins and more. One shake, no chaos. Listeners get 20% off their first purchase at VitaHustle.com. Go to VitaHustle.com. That's VITA Hustle.com.
Your boy back at it again. You're probably wondering, why am I smiling right now? I'm smiling because I got reminded real quick that, hey, what are you doing a live show right now while the Sabres are in playoff mode, up 1-0 in the series? What are you thinking? This is hockey time. Fam, I respect that you guys are into hockey. I respect that. I get it. But yo, this is draft week. This is draft week. I know y'all watching the game, so I don't mind that y'all tuning in here and there. We got it. We're going to talk a little draft because we got all week to talk about this. So we're going to talk a little draft. We're going to get into there's some mocks out there that's got us, that should have us intrigued. For those that are not into hockey, welcome to another edition of the Rico Report, brought to you by the Buffalo Fanatics. We here, we now. We got to get some things. We got to get some things. Get through some things so we can talk about it, and we'll get out of it. Shout out to my man Brian. Yo, Brian, you're not watching the game, bro? You're not watching the Boston Bruins up against the Sabres? Yo, if the Sabres can go 2-0 tonight, yo, this might be a special year for the Bills. This might be a special year for the Bills. If you got Josh Allen chug-a-lugging and saying, let's effing go, you know what I'm saying, and beating that drum, yo, we here. But for those that are not into hockey and you want to talk some draft, yo, we here, baby. Smash that like. Get in here. We're going to do it up. We're going to have some fun. So let's get to it. All right. So every year for the last, I think, 12 years, if my math is correct, we've been doing a mock draft with myself, Bobby, and Pierre. The last few years, we have my man Z-Bot come through, and he's been throwing in his end of the bargain into the mock, right? And if you look at mocks, let me get something off my chest real quick. I got to get something off my chest because everyone's entitled to do their own mock. Some people have been doing mocks since the season was still cracking. We were near the end of in our playoff run, and we have people, yo, in the draft, yo, we ain't talking draft right now. We ain't talking draft, right? So now it's your time to shine. Get your draft on, get your mock drafts on, get all that. But I have beef with folks that be sitting here going, yo, that draft is trash. That's weak. Where yo, get that trash out of here, man. Yo, that's not it. Meanwhile, the same people that are saying that's not it got no opinion on their own mock. Make your own mock. Let us see what you got, since you got all the answers, right? You got the answers, Sway? Yo, you ain't got the answers. You don't have the answers. Nobody has the answers. We do these mocks to have fun. And if you happen to hit, you look like a genius for a few days, and then we move on with life. That's how it usually comes in. You know what I mean? So I had to get that off my chest because, bro, the amount of people chiming in on mocks to talk about this is awful and this is this and this and that. Now, I get it. There are some folks that I've seen that have the Bills mocked with an offensive tackle in the first round. How dare you? How dare? I don't know. These are people clearly that don't know ball. If you're going to mock the Bills with a 26th pick to draft an offensive tackle, knowing what the Bills have right now, and you gonna mock them an offensive tackle? No, sit this one out. That I get. You can crash out, valid crash out. But if we mocking the Bills to a receiver, we mocking the Bills to a linebacker, we mocking the Bills to a defensive tackle, defensive edge, bro. What are we mad about? The amount of people that are mad about mock drafts, bro, is and I'm dead serious. They're actually mad. Don't be mad, man. Just be cool. You know what I'm saying? If you disagree with it, create your own and say, hey, let me rival yours. But neither here nor there. I had to get that off my chest because boy, oh boy, were people upset about the mock draft that I'm just about to share on your screen. And you guys let me know how y'all feel about this mock draft, that this annual mock draft that we do, the founders mock that we call it. So here we go. Without further ado, let me get into it. And then we're going to get into other mocks that are out there that that could rival, and that could really rival the mocks that we have here and other mocks that are around the league. So let's get right into it. So right now, how I had my mock go down, right? I'm against the receiver position. I gotta make myself very clear. I'm against receiver in the draft. Why? I just don't think by the time that we pick, there's that blue chip, that dude that's gonna be sitting there at receiver at 26. Now, don't get me wrong. Like the guys like Devontae Adams get picked in the second, and you sitting here going, bro, like, how do we miss out on that? So we very well could have a budding star, but I'm not sure if I see one. The big dogs, right? Tyson's my guy. I think he's the best receiver by far in this draft, but that's just me. So that being said, let's get right into it. I have the Bills taking KC. Now, the reason I have the Bills taking KC is because if we're going to pick someone with the 26th pick, you need someone that is going to be impactful immediately. You need someone that is going to move the needle right off the rip. Like he's not going to sit behind the likes of Khalil Shakir, not going to sit behind Palmer. They don't draft you in the 26th to have you sit unless you're a quarterback, right? Unless you're a quarterback and you sitting behind a guy, I don't know, like a veteran guy. Cool. I don't mind that. But other than that, you drafted in the first round, I don't give a rat's A. You have to play. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a rat's A. You've got to play. That's how it's got to be. So the Bills grabbing KC, that is the play. Why? The question is why? Not only does KC give you dynamic ability on the field, catching the football here and there. Yes, he's got his drop issues, but that can be fixed. Okay? The same way Josh Allen was not accurate, that could be fixed. You know who wasn't accurate out of college? Matthew Stafford. And Matthew Stafford is known as a damn good quarterback, right? This guy was throwing at a 56% completion clip in college when he's come out of Georgia. So those things can be fixed, right? Concentration can be fixed. But what KC brings to the table is his special teams ability. And if you got to pay attention to what Brandon Beane is saying when he's talking, if I'm going to go receiver, he can't just give you the goods, right? If I'm going to go receiver, I need somebody that's also going to give me XYZ. Special teams is what he was referring to, right? Can you give me more in the special teams area? Can you? So the one guy that is linked to Buffalo, has family and has been a Bills fan, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Bro, if he's there, there's no reason for you to pass on him. However, there are some teams that are eager for a receiver as well that have KC set in their sights. So the Bills are at the mercy of just waiting to see if he falls and becomes the best player available. And if he falls at 26, that's the best player available for the Bills. Now, do I have other options for the Bills? Absolutely. But if you need someone that's going to move the needle and make a difference immediately and also appease the fan base, because in a way, you have to have a scenario where the fan base is being appeased as well. I know, you can't tell me Brandon Beane doesn't listen to the fan base. You can't tell me he doesn't, because we let him have it, right? When he didn't draft a proper receiver this down the third, and obviously the WGR fiasco that took place, and then the whole Keon Coleman and this, that. So he heard it. So, there's a bit of influence coming from Bills Mafia that could, I'm not saying sway him, but that could influence Brandon Beane to say, you know what? this is the best thing I can get. I can get the fan base back on my side, but I also have to have a plan after 26, because if they don't trade that pick, which I believe they will end up trading that pick, but if they don't trade that pick and they stick at 26, bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right. So KC for me is the first pick when it comes down to it. All right. So then I was like, okay, we don't have a second round pick. This is where things kind of get a little dicey a little bit, because I ended up going with Lee Hunter, the defensive tackle out of Texas Tech. Okay. Disruptor, big boy. But most folks are saying to me, bro, good luck. You're not going to get Lee Hunter falling at that pick in the third round. He's probably gone mid-second, right? Mid-second, late second, potentially early third. But fam, where the Bills are picking, there's no chance. But here's my thinking behind this. The Bills go ahead and grab that difference maker on offense, the guy that can punt return, the guy that does special teams and can do all these things great on the field. And then you go and get your defensive tackle. We all know the Bills are susceptible to allowing big games to running backs, right? The biggest thorn in our side is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is absolute thorn in the Bills side. We need someone that can stuff that middle, that takes that away and lets our linebackers play free. That's where a guy like Lee Hunter comes in. So that was my second pick. And I'll go through all the other picks from the other boys as well. And then I went safe here. I know the Bills brought in TCU's linebacker, Caleb Elam-Orr, and I felt this might be the right spot, right? At this pick, our fourth round pick, take the linebacker. We need linebacker. We're thin at linebacker. So we filled the need at receiver, defensive tackle, and then we go in and fill the need at linebacker. We need linebacker. We're thin at linebacker, okay? And then I'm like, okay, so what do we do now? What do we do now, right? Every level has been filled. Linebacker, check. Defensive tackle, check. Bro, we have a fight going on at the guard position, right? That left guard is open. Here comes Iowa, big Bo Stevens. Give me Bo Stevens to get in that mix. And you know how this offensive line works, man. Yo, you might be a right guard. You might be a left tackle. You're going to try to, and we're going to move you around, right? We're going to move you around to get you right. I mean, we got Cedric Van Granger on the squad, but they're going to make him fight for left guard, right? Because we brought our boy back. So he's going to be fighting for left guard. And we got a slew of guys that we signed at the offensive line position that's going to be fighting. So Bo Stevens, young, we go with Bo. And then we tail off in the fifth with Andre Fuller, cornerback out of Toledo. And then I went Red Murdoch. How do you stay away from this dude? This dude being mocked this low and available in the sixth round or the seventh? I went with Buffalo. I went with the guy that's at UB. Bills have a tendency to not skip over talent at UB. I mean, look at Joe Andreessen. If you guys remember, you got to go back to Naaman Roosevelt. If you guys remember Naaman Roosevelt, I was a big fan of Naaman Roosevelt. Naaman Roosevelt, we had a chance to go after Khalil Mack, but I guess we decided to go another direction. We went with Sammy Watkins at the time. But at the end of the day, we need dogs at the linebacker position. And that Red Murdoch, I mean, you got a name like Red Murdoch, bro. You know you nice like that. So did we miss out on Khalil Mack? I think we did. Oh, could you imagine going with a Khalil Mack, a difference maker at the edge? We've been missing an edge. So that would have been a perfect pick. But I mean, we ended up getting our guy Mario Williams not too long after. But anyway, that being said, Khalil Mack could have been a big difference. But here's what we get: Red Murdoch. So UB, we always bring in guys from UB, right? Cam Lewis. Cam Lewis was a guy that we liked, right? And we lost out on Cam Lewis. So I mean, at the end of the day, the Bills they don't neglect the talent that's local. I mean, you see it. So I could totally see Red Murdoch, if not drafted, signed as an undrafted free agent. But we don't want to miss out on this because his name keeps eluding me. The linebacker that came out of UB last year, and the Bills just, we're not going to look at him. What was his name? I think he went to the Rams, and he's killing it with the Rams. Y'all let me know in the chat. His name is eluding me right now, but we missed out on him. That was an opportunity for us to get better at the linebacker position, but we said, nah, we good. So I don't think we're going to skip out on that. So I think we go and grab our guy, Red Murdoch, in the sixth. And then we tail off by bringing the guy that we interviewed, me and myself interviewed, Jack Stonehouse. He's a stone. bam, bam, house. Yo, listen. When that brother gets on the field, if we need to get rid of Mr. Brightside. Move on from that song, Mr. Brightside, and we start playing He's a Brick. Bam, bam, how? Yo, when he coffin punts that thing and lands that thing in the corner, or he gets that 5 second, maybe 6 second hang time, and we sitting here pretty on the 1 yard line, bro, flip that field. Jack Stonehouse with the 7th pick. So how y'all feel about that? We're about to get into our own mock draft. We're going to go into a lot of these mock drafts that are out there that I'm puzzled by some of these people making these decisions for the Bills, but it is what it is at this point. But let's go to our guy, Pierre. Pierre went with different directions, something that I probably would have went through, but I was like, let me chill. So he went Caden McDonald, the big boy out of Ohio State. He's been mocked to the Bills countless times. That's a great pick. It's a safe pick, and it's a pick that we need. It's a need, right? You come in and you become the pass rushing defensive stopper, big boy in the middle, and a run stopper at the same time. He can do both. He's nice like that. So Caden McDonald out of Ohio State. I mean, we could have had Tyleek Williams last year. But I mean, that thing, it was the year before. I can't recall. Tyleek, he follows up after a guy like Tyleek Williams. So Caden McDonald with the first pick right there. And then he went with Caleb Elam Orrs with the 3rd pick. Then he went Malachi Fields, receiver out of Notre Dame. I don't mind that pick. That's a nice pick right there. So first three rounds right there, that's not bad, man. Imagine the Bills with a 2nd round, how dangerous we could be if we get that 2nd round pick. So Malachi Fields, then he goes with the TCU safety, Bud Clark. And that, I mean, listen, Pierre's round is not bad at all, man. Dante Corleone, defensive lineman out of Florida. Then Jack Stonehouse in the 6th. I don't know if I would have took Jack Stonehouse in the 6th. I don't think we got to do all that. I mean, there's some talent in the 6th round. I'm not trying to do all that. And then he went with Armaj Reed Adams in the 7th. And then let's go to my man Bobby, because Bobby has quite a few trophies under his belt. He went with KC. He went with the safe pick, which he thinks the Bills are going to go grab KC. Then he went Josiah Trotter, a top 30 visit that the Bills have had. So that's a sneaky good pick for the Bills, but will he be available deep into the 3rd? I think he might be gone late 2nd. Josiah Trotter. Then he went with Mr. cornerback Julian Neal, followed by Tyreek Sapp, defensive line out of Florida. Bobby's a Florida fan, so I knew he'd go there. And then he fizzled off with Jimmy Rolled out of Michigan. Now, this is an underrated pick. This linebacker down here, from what I understand, not a whole lot of starts under his belt, but he is raw. You get him in the 5th, that is pretty much getting like a Matt Milano type back. You don't know a whole lot. You got to move around and find the right spot for him. But Jimmy Rolder might be a guy that the Bills, if we get him, that might be an underrated pick. This guy coming here. And then finish off by Keegan Trost and Jack Stonehouse. Not bad. I mean, I'll let you guys let me know who you guys feel is the best out of this mock draft. And last but not least, we got Bot. He went with CJ Allen, linebacker out of Georgia. You can never go wrong with a Georgia linebacker, can you? You just can't. CJ Allen to fortify that middle. Him, you have Dorian Williams, and then you have Terrell Bernard. That's not a bad trio of linebackers, right? CJ Allen. Then you went Josh Josephs, the edge out of Tennessee. Bo Stevens. I see my man trying to see what I'm doing right now. You copying me, Bot? You doing that? Bo Stevens, and then VJ Payne, safety out of Kansas State. Underrated pick right there. Malik Benson, the quick, fast receiver out of Oregon. That might be an underrated pick. The Bills have been tied to Malik Benson, tied a bit, so that would be something interesting. And then Alabama defensive tackle Tim Keenan, the 3rd, and then Andre Fuller, cornerback out of Toledo. The Bills have brought him on a top 30 visit as well. So what are your thoughts on the pick here? How do we all do? Malachi Fields, receiver. Do we like that? My man said, yo, Bobby bottle service, baby. Let's go. Dolak, thank you. It was Shane Dolak, man. We had an opportunity to get Shane Dolak, and we said, nah, we good. We're good on that. So here we are. So let me know who won that one. I think I might have an edge, man. I think I might have an edge. Where did I get the edge? That's the question. If we can grab that KC pick, that's big. We just need a big-time defensive tackle. That's where we have to go. Can we get big citrus? I mean, somewhere in the 3rd, maybe 4th. I have no idea, but that would be an ideal pick for the Bills. But Lee Hunter, if we could grab a Lee Hunter type player at that 3rd pick, bro, wrap this up. We got this, right? So that's what the Bills, I mean, although the Bills are in need, they're not heavily in need. They just need blue chip player. They need at least one blue chip player out of this draft. If you can get 2 or 3, even better. But at least you got to come away with one blue chip where you know that guy can play, and there's nothing else to talk about. You know that boy can play, and that's where Bean comes in. And this is where I gotta jump in with a comment here. Although we understand Bean has pressure on him, but Bean just can't make. I think Bills fans are sick and tired of Bean going after just a good player that we have to wait on his development. I have no problems with that. If you get him in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and so on and so forth. In the 2nd, I want my dividends. I want my money, right? When you have a guy that comes in like, I don't know, Cole Bishop, he's where he's supposed to be. He got in the 2nd. We knew that he had some talent, and it showed out in his 2nd year. I loved it. Loved every bit of it. But you drafting someone in the 1st round, my G, you need to hit. We cannot have the misses that we've been having. I understand some folks are kind of iffy on the likes of Kincaid. What do we have in Kincaid? We know he's a damn good talent, but health has been the issue these last couple of years. You know what I mean? So he's been up and down. We know he's got the talent. That's a 1st round pick. But have we really received the talent that we should be getting out of Kincaid? Some might say we haven't really reached his true potential. Thus, the reason the Bills picked up the 5th round option. That's number 1. We already know what happened to Kyer Elam. That's a big old flop. We drafted that brother in the 1st. Flop city. So now, Maxwell Hairston, 1st round pick. Obviously, he was trending in the right direction, and then the whole injury happened, and then that slowed down his development. Then we started to see some good things, right? Came in the Kansas City game, one-on-one with my man's from the Kansas City Chiefs, the big boy that can run. What does Maxwell do? He gives us an opportunity to pick off Pat Mahomes. So now you're like, okay, maybe we do have something in Max Hairston. I believe we do. We just never really got fully because he was injured. So when we hit on these blue collar type players, these blue chip, this is where you're going to see the Bills really elevate. So that's why this year, especially Mr. President, you know what I'm saying, coming through and handling business, bro, you got to do it. And by the way, shout out to my man Charles coming through. Mesidor at 26 would make my heart glee. Let me tell you why it would make my heart happy. Because that's a hometown boy from Ottawa, Ontario in Canada. So he's from my home city. So you got to, if the Bills go ahead and say, yo, bring my boy to the Bills, you know damn well I'm going to try to get him on the show real quick, real fast, and get him popping it up. Because you mean hometown love, you got to do it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start hitting up now. If you get to the Bills, I'm going to set that up. And my boy, I got to get my boy Victor on the line. Victor, yo, make that thing happen, man. We're going to talk about it. But anyway, if we get Mesidor, shoot, we got ourselves a dog in there. So what I'm trying to get to is Brandon Beane can't play cool and play long game. This ain't the time for the long game. You don't have that big window that you had 4 years ago. Bro, Josh Allen's going to be 30, my G. You don't have you can't play long game. This is your short game better be nice. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the course, you're shooting it, you hitting for 18, fam, your short game better be nice. If you can't drive, cool. Short game better be you better be smooth, and you better be ready to get on the green, because that's what we need. We need to get on the green. We sitting here, you know what I'm saying, taking 4, 5 shots, 6 shots. Bro, we can't do that, man. Yo, you need to, if your drive ain't nice, cool, but your short game better be good. And right now, we're in the short game. Right now, Brandon Beane, you're in the short game. So what you gonna do? What iron you pulling out to make sure that you hit this right? Because that's what it comes down to. I can't believe I'm doing golf metaphors, but we here. Because Bills fans are tired, bro. We tired. We like a lot of these players on this squad. We do. But we got to wait for these guys. We got to wait for them to develop and all that stuff. That's cool. But when you draft a sucker in the first round, you better hit. You better hit. And we need that. And we need that quick. Because the biggest hit that Brandon B could really say I hit was Josh Allen. Some might say, you know what? Not only did he hit with Josh Allen, some might even put in the likes of Kincaid. I'm not there yet. Kincaid hasn't reached the level that we feel that he should be, right? Tremaine Edmonds, somebody say, hey, man, Tremaine Edmonds was a big draft. That was a big pick. I like Tremaine Edmonds, right? Tremaine Edmonds got himself a big-time deal with the Chicago Bears, right? He did well for us, but we moved on from him because we felt that we could get better at the linebacker position. So one hit, and that was Josh Allen. So we need another hit, my G. We need Brandon Beane to hit on this one. I don't care if it's not a top 15 pick. You need to hit. And now we don't have the second round pick. Unless you trade out, that's a whole different ballgame, right? But Brandon Beane must hit. There is no conversation, oh, we're going to go and draft this player here because we feel we could develop him and get him to be fam. No, we're not doing that. We're not interested in that, right? Greg Rousseau, first round draft pick. We love Greg Rousseau. We think he's a fine talent, but he's not that guy where you're like, watch out for that guy. Very good player, but he's not that guy. We need that guy. That's what Bills need. We need that guy because all year, all we hear is Josh doesn't have enough. He needs another guy that can match his energy. He needs another guy that's as big a dog as he is. We love James Cook. We love Josh Allen. But we need some dogs on the field. And that's why I'm hoping Joe Brady senses that. He senses that, and we're ready to go. So I hope that he understands the pulse of Buffalo. I hope he understands the pulse of this team. I hope he understands the magnitude of why we need to hit now. So you talk about how, we got to be aligned. You mean the alignment? You know what I'm saying? So do what needs to be done where you guys are both on the same page and you guys go and grab it. I don't want to hear that was that guy's pick. Or I didn't want him because my guy wanted him. No, I don't want to hear that. You guys say you're aligned. Y'all better be on the same page because all we hear now is, that was Brett. That was Sean McDermott's guy. Sean McDermott's crew wanted that player. I didn't want that dude. No, we're not here for that. All that is out. That's flushed down the toilet. Y'all started fresh. Y'all got a new head coach. Y'all cleaned house and got new coaching staff. And now you have Brandon Beane as GM and president. Now ain't no excuses. You can't point the finger at anybody else but yourselves. So we ain't trying to hear none of that. Those things need to be handled because you got to check yourself, my G. Brandon Beane's got to look in that mirror and check himself and say, hey, are we ready to do this? Are we aligned? Right? Is that him looking at Joe Brady? Is Joe Brady looking at, because that's the way I'm looking at it. They say they're aligned. So y'all need to pep talk each other. Make sure y'all on the same page and go out and get us a blue chip player that's ready to rock and roll right off the rip. That's a difference maker. That is an impact player. That's exactly what we need going forward. Going into this is huge. Question is, who we getting? Who we taking? And that's where we are right now because I've seen multiple, and I'd say multiple analysts having different players going to the Bills. It's crazy. It's crazy. By the way, Sabres are down 1-0. Listen, man, I know everybody was hyped about that first game, and I'm not trying to get in y'all business like that. I'm not trying to get into hockey like that. My sens. Can I say my sens? I guess I can, right? Because I'm from Ottawa, man. So I got to say my sens. My sens didn't represent the way we needed to them to represent, right? So I'm hoping that I can see a lot more. I get a lot more love from my guys. But hey, well, the Carolinas up 2-0 on my Panthers. On my Sens. Maybe it just wasn't their time. Maybe it wasn't their time. But Buffalo, y'all, yeah, man. Listen, man, just keep doing what you do. And inspire the Bills right now, and let's roll. Let's roll. So Bills are down 1-0, and let's see if they can muster another comeback, baby. Let's go. Muster another comeback. It's a home game, right? Listen, a home game. You got a home ice. Handle your business. Go up 2-0. Don't let Boston come through and handle your business like that. Come on now. We don't like the Patriots. We don't like the Boston Celtics, and we don't like the Boston Bruins. I'm with you. We all on the same page. Let's roll. All right. So, Brandon B, you on notice, B. We putting you on notice. You cannot come in and tell us, hey, we picked this guy because we feel he can be part of the future. Yes, we understand that part, but can he be someone that we can depend on right now? That's where we're going to be on your ass. We're going to be on your ass. All right. Let me take a little break first, folks, because I got some news for you guys. So this Thursday's draft special, you guys already know what time it is, man. It's going to be a long weekend. And I've got a slew of people that's going to be joining and from different podcasts. That's going to be dope. That's going to be joining us. So let me know what you guys think. So myself, I'll be obviously hosting. My man Z-Bot is going to be in Philly. He's going to be our correspondent in Philly. He's going to be tapping that mic and say, hey, man, I got something to say. Hey, so I'm hearing that he's going to be our guy, boots on the ground. He'll be doing his thing. Then I got my man P Money that's going to be joining us. And then I got my guy Aramis from the Post Podium podcast. He'll be joining. He'll be on the crew. We'll be chopping it up for first day. And then we got a few other wrinkles up our sleeve that we're trying to, materialize and get going for Thursday night. And then the Friday, myself, Pierre will be back, and I got my man Rev. Rev's going to be joining us on Friday alongside my guy Kev. Kev will be there for day 2 and potentially day 3. And then we're working on a few other folks to come and join us. So it's going to be a fun time to hang out with us. We want to react to everything. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. We got a sponsor. We'll be touching base on our sponsor, who's going to be sponsoring our show. Fun times ahead. So do me a favor, smash that like right now, and let's get this thing going. By the way, my man said, Kevin is a mandatory. Kevin is a mandatory, but he decided to, hey, this year I'm going to hang out with the boys first round. So we don't get to see a Kevin crash out, which is okay. We'll wait for day 2 for a Kevin crash out because the Dolphins are going to be active. They're going to be ready to roll, and they've got a lot of holes to fill on their squad. So we'll go from there. So that being said, the Bills, what, where do I begin? I got to jump into this because several mocks. That's why I wanted to jump into, because there have been mocks. I don't know if you guys have been seeing some of the mock drafts that have been happening for these Bills. And I want to go through several of them, and I want to get everyone's thoughts on these. They're some of these big time analysts, their first mock drafts, right? Because hey, this is my first and my last mock draft, and I want to get into that. So the one that I want to get into is Mike Florio. I don't know if you've seen Mike Florio's his one and only mock draft that he did. Ladies and gentlemen, good Lord. I need to share it with you guys so you guys can see it for yourselves. Let me just find it before. Where is it? Because I'm scrolling through just to kind of make sure I can find it. Because you'll be shocked to see what my guy decided to mock the Bills. And you guys let me know. Maybe you guys might actually agree on his mock, and you might say, you know what, he's onto something. I kind of like that pick. So if I can find it, for crying out loud. I know this guy posts a lot, but how much do you post? Golly. Let me see if I can look for it. Where do you put that damn thing? All right, hang tight, folks. Hang tight while I find that his little mock draft that he's got for us. I'll tell you right now, man. I've seen some good mocks out there. I've seen some ones where you're like, yo, you know what? I could totally see that rolling. It makes sense, especially if you're looking at defense. Anything on the defensive side of the ball, I'm with it. But do they fit with the Bills? And this is where I have to ask Bills fans. There comes a time where the player that you bring to the squad, what's he bringing to the squad? And here's what I mean by that when I say what's he bringing to the squad. I need someone, when you bring, I know the McDermott era is over with, right? Where it's the suited up professional guy, and I want all of that. But I need someone that immediately has a presence about them, has an absolute presence about them. And when they come into One Bills Drive, or when they sit there and they're at the podium, you can tell that this guy's going to be a player. That's what we need for Buffalo. That's what we need for this roster. That's what we need for this team, this culture. We gone are the days where we're sitting here going, you know what I'm saying? He's a good player. I mean, I like him. Aren't you sick of that? I like him. He's cool. I don't know, man. Fellas, I'm done with that. I don't want to just like the guy. I want to love the guy. That's where I'm at this point. I want to love my player that I drafted. Like Max Harrison, I like that pick. And I know we're gonna love him because we've seen glimpses of what he can do when he's on the field. We just got to keep that brother healthy and we can see what he does. So when I'm sitting here looking at, okay, so the history of what Mr. Brandon Beane has done, the history of, his first round draft picks, we're all watching to make sure that he does what he does. And, oh man, the Sabres are down 2-0. I mean, I can't tell you guys if you guys are cooked or not, because you guys were down bad and you guys, last 8 minutes, you guys say, hey, hell no, we're going to make this thing happen. So, I mean, it's still open. It's still open. You got yourselves a series now. But back to Brandon Beane, the pressure has to be on Brandon Beane to actually hit, because you make that first round pick and we're already down on it, bro. You're going to hear from Bills fans. Bills fans are not going to be taking this sitting down where we're like, yo, I mean, it's not that bad. He did okay. No. We're not here for that. We are absolutely not here for that. So I gotta be real. I gotta keep it a buck. We can't do it. So I'm looking at one of these, Elena Getzenberg, one of the picks that is out there. Elena has the Bills going after one of the guys that I liked a lot, defensive edge Cassius Howell out of Texas A&M. I don't mind that pick. What are your thoughts on that pick? Because you and I, once I get through my talking points, we're going to jump in and make a community on one last a community mock draft where I'm only going to take what you guys unanimously give me, and we'll go from there. I'm not going to make one pick. It's going to be you guys going at it. But right now, Miss Getzenberg, the Bills beat writer for ESPN, has Cassius Howell. And right now, I like that pick. If we went after Cassius Howell, I know what we get out of that player. You get a motor, you get a guy that can go, and I'm up for it. So let me know how you guys feel. So Cassius Howell, are you in on that? Some folks are saying, bro, in the first round, that's way too soon. I've seen people say that. I thought that was crazy. I thought maybe, just maybe, that might be the right pick, but apparently not. Some folks are like, yo, you can get that guy in the second, maybe late third. I doubt late third, but second round pick. So you got to trade out. So you better hope that somebody's there to help you out with that. So that's what I'm looking at in this regard. So where do the Bills feel that they need to go in? And I'm looking at the roster too, right? When you look at the roster, the biggest need that we have, if you're looking at defensive side of the football alone, wouldn't you say it's the edge? Wouldn't you say that's the one thing that we keep asking for? Get us someone that can get after the quarterback and get someone. Because all offseason, all we were saying was, man, if we could get a Max Crosby, I gave up 2 first-round picks for him. If we could get, Trey Hendricks, bro, we would give up the amount of times I heard that we would give up a first and 2 seconds and 2 firsts and all that stuff. Here we are. Then you get Dexter Lawrence, Sexy Dexy. He gets traded to the Bengals, and you have for the first round pick, and you guys say, hey, man, that's a terrible pick. You can't win. One of the best defensive players in the game, and y'all going to say, hey, man, nah, bro. What, is he not a sexy enough name? Because that's what it feels like. Isn't that crazy? So this is the thing, man. This drafting these players and or making trades and trying to better your team, bro, if you go look at what the Bengals have done with that defensive line, low key, they've done a fantastic job building back that defense. Now, what they really need to do is help their quarterback with the damn O-line. That's what they need to do, but that's a whole different ballgame. So let's go. Let's see what Mel Kiper's got for the Bills. I'm curious to see what he's got for the Bills at pick 26. Mel Kiper, the last one that he did, he's got the Bills choosing Keldrick Falk, defensive end out of Auburn, right? So here's the big one. So the write-up that he's got over him, it says, would the Bills consider another first-round cornerback after going after Maxwell, right? I don't think the Bills should go corner with a first-round pick. I don't think that's necessary. They've got some good depth in the draft so they can try to get. You got to go on the defensive end. You got to go on the defensive front. So Falk is a name that the Bills have been tied to. I've seen that name multiple times. So this is why it's going to be very interesting to see how we go about picking this mock that we're going to go through, and how you guys decide to go do it. Do we go offense? Are we out on these players on the offense side, or we go straight defense? Y'all let me know. So that being said, without further ado, my man said, hold on. So he says, yo, Falk would probably end up playing 4-eye. You know what? He could. That would work out. That would work out well for us too. We need everything we can on this freaking line, man. I don't care where you play on that line. As long as you affect the quarterback and you are a menace and you don't stop, and you give the ball back to the offense, you give the ball back to Josh, and you give him one or two more or extra opportunities to put points on the board, bro, you're in a good position. I saw a stupid stat. The Bills, Josh Allen, and let me make sure that I got this correctly. There's this, who is it? Let me just pull it up for you guys. I find that absolutely fascinating. This is why we can't mess around and mess around with Josh Allen like this. Warren Sharp. Okay, you guys probably all follow Warren Sharp. He put a stat out today that was absolutely disgusting. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen before we get to anything else. Look at this, and I'm bringing up defense for a reason. Okay, Look at this mess right here. For some reason, Twitter doesn't let me zoom in too much, so I'm going to try my best to try to zoom it in as much as I can, right? Look at this. Look at this right here, okay? See these quarterbacks right now? So the question was team win percentage by quarterback when the defense allows 28 points, okay? Your defense allows 28 points. Trevor Lawrence is 2-3. Bo Nix, he's a baby in this game. He's 1-2. Kirk Cousins, 1-2. By the way, this is when your team has allowed 28 points. Okay, your defense. Caleb Williams, 2-4. Jared Goff, 2-4. Aaron Rodgers, 1-3. Matthew Stafford, 1-3. Justin Fields, 1-3. Dak Prescott, 2-7. Baker Mayfield, 1-5. Joe Flacco, 1-5. Cam Ward, 1-8. He's a rookie. I'll give him that. Drake May, 0-1. Patrick Mahomes, when his team allows 28 points, he's ineffective. He's 0-3. That's a big stat, and that's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Lamar Jackson, when his defense allows 28 points, he's ineffective. He can't will them back, right? 28 points, bro, he's cooked. He's done. You allow 28 points, you're done for. Jackson Dart, rookie, I'll give him that. I'm okay with that, right? Jacoby Brissett, he's a journeyman. Tua Tagovailoa, we already know what time it is with Tua, right? Give me that ball back, Tua. You don't deserve that. Geno Smith, you know what I'm saying? He's giving the football away. He's gonna give it away, right? And he ain't gonna will his team back. Look at Josh Allen's statistic when his team allows 28 points or more. That brother is 4-1. He's got an 80% win clip when his defense allows 28 points. Dude, you don't understand how wild this stat is. Pat Mahomes is known as one of the, if not the best quarterback in the game, according to some. Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP. 0-5. Patrick Mahomes, 0-3. Josh Allen, 4-1. Fam, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here, man? Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? I found that absolutely wild to me. So when we talk about what to do with this draft, what position what to go for, doesn't that stat make it obvious? Doesn't that stat make it obvious? I need to go back and repeat myself. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves an absolute stud in Josh Allen. 80% win clip when his defense is allowing 28 or more points in a game. So you're never out with Josh. You're never out. You're always in a game. And his win percentage is through the roof. That's a massive gap. The second place guy is Trevor Lawrence at 2-3. Look at the gap, 4-1, and then 2-3. But here's the more damning situation. You got Lamar Jackson 0-5, and his defense have historically been pretty damn good. But when they allow 28 points, that brother ineffective. Pat Mahomes, when his team is down, that brother's ineffective. 28 points allowing, bro, he cooked. That means he had a horrible game. 0-5, that means you had a horrible game. Look at Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, 2-7. Josh Allen, 4-1. Bro, I don't know what else to tell you. If this stat doesn't show you that the Bills need to load up on that defense, bro, just keep these guys keep these boys under 28. And that's high. So if the Bills can keep teams at 21 points, because I remember that when McDermott's defense was running hot, bro, he was keeping these guys at like 19 points a game. Between 17 and 19 points a game, bro, legit defense. Now we got a new off defensive coordinator. I get that. We gotta move some things around. I get that part as well. But family, listen to me. It's obvious what needs to happen. And I get it. All we've done was load up on defense. Last year, we pretty much loaded up on defense the whole damn game. The whole draft. Picked up Jackson Hawes. Right? We said we're going to load up on that defense. Well, it looks like we got to do it again. I would have gladly gave up that first round draft pick for Sexy Dexy. Could you imagine? Sexy Dexy and Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver sitting here doing one of these, and Sexy Dexy's doing one of these. Bro, that would have been lit in Buffalo. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. My man Walter is like, yo, hold on. This ain't new information. This ain't new, bro. We've been asking for the defense to keep their teams under 27 since the postseason of 2020. I know. But what makes this more damning is Josh isn't 24 anymore. Josh isn't 25. Josh is 29, 30. So it's now. You got to do it now. So this is why I'm on Beans behind when it comes to, bro, if you're going to use that 26th pick, you better get a difference maker. Not a guy that's very good and can add to the defense and he's just going to do his 1/11th, right? We all know that everyone's got to do their 1/11th, but there's sometimes we need somebody to, to give 1.5, right? Sometimes you got to double up, right? You got to double up. Yo, if you're not doing your one, I'll take yours because I'll be that guy. Josh constantly doing more than his 1/11th. So who's going to match him on the defensive side of the football? That's where I feel the Bills need to be. And we don't got that yet. We've been waiting for that. We don't got it yet. Maybe Cole Bishop turns into that. Maybe Max Harrison becomes a shutdown corner that we need. Maybe Dorian Williams, wakes up and he becomes that stud. I don't know. Can't see it. So because although I can't see it, don't mean it's not there. But as of right now, I don't see it. So we got to go and get it. Clearly, we didn't go out and pay for it because we didn't have the money. So if you don't got the money to go get it, you're going to have to draft really well. You're going to have to draft really well. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. My man said, yo, double up. You better triple up and quadruple up because the 1/11th is just not enough. I'm with you. Sometimes we be asking everybody to just do their 1/11 and just do their assignment. It takes that one player to say, you know what, let me go outside the box a little bit. Yeah, I'm not doing the 1/11 no more. Enough. Let me double up. Let me triple up. Holding your end of the bargain? I got you. That's what you're going to need. Real talk at the end of the day. So that's where I'm sitting at right now when it comes to these Bills, when I'm looking at what Brandon Beane's going to bring to the table. Bro, you knock it off. Knock it off. You need to hit. You need to hit. All this joking you're doing, hey, man, if you guys want me to get a big-time player, I mean, if you guys want to create an AI picture and, put somebody in a gas mask. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but I don't know if you're trying to land something, if you're trying to pretty much, let us know that, hey, man, if I don't hit, man, just know. We ain't trying to hear that. I don't want to hear nothing like that. Bro, don't make no jokes. I need you to hit. I don't want you to make me laugh, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. I need you to hit, baby. Let's go. My man Walter says, yo, I'm not with this. It must be defense at 26, though. It's what I prefer. In 2021 offseason, the number one defense was grab Miller and drafted used the first on defense. Okay, I see what you're saying. Listen, give me the best player possible, okay?
When you buy LG, you get so much more than just an appliance. You get more done, more cost savings, more peace of mind, and more control. Because LG appliances are designed to do more. Like washers and dryers with AI tech to take out the guesswork, refrigerators that fit in tight spaces and keep food fresher longer, or ranges with precise induction cooking and easy cleanup built in, all with the style you want and reliability you can count on, so you can get more from your home every day. LG Appliances. So much more. Make life easier with LG. See the latest models and savings now at LG.com.
Why aren't you eating right? Because eating right is hard? Because it isn't. Kevin Hart fixed it 4 damn years ago with The One. The One is Vita Hustle's game-changing, meal-replacing super shake. Inspired by Kevin Hart's passionate belief that we all have the right to eat right. Kevin Hart is referring to himself in the third person because he's fired up. Because The One just passed 5 million super shakes sold. 5 million. Just a quick gut-healthy glass of The One gives you all the proteins, all the greens, and all the vitamins and more. One shake, no chaos. Listeners get 20% off their first purchase at VitaHustle.com. Go to VitaHustle.com. That's VITA hustle.com.
I know it's cliche to say, yo, best player available, just be, but sometimes it's got to be that way. If it happens to be defense, then shit, let's roll. If the best offensive player that you have on your big board is there and he's going to make that big difference, cool. I mean, shoot, if Tyson could fall, if they feel, man, soft tissue injuries really, I don't know if I could trust that. He's going to, bro, let that brother fall to 26 because he's a difference maker. He ain't going to make it, but that's the mentality that the Bills have to have. I need impact immediately. Not, we'll wait, we'll see if we can develop it. Because right now, I tell right now, and I'm not even trying to shade this guy, I sometimes forget that we have Landon Jackson on the team. I forget. I go through all the guys that I have, and oh, shoot, Landon Jackson. He was so just insignificant that he's not even a thought. That's crazy. And that's the problem. We can't be bringing players that you're like, yo, I know we brought him in the third, but shoot, I don't even think of him. I don't even put him in the rotation. Really? I'm talking about Joe Andreessen before I'm talking about Landon Jackson. That's a problem. That's the problem. Let's roll. All right. Let us get right into, let's do a little quick mock. Quick mock for the squad. But let me tell you, I'm not influencing anybody on this pick. So I need you guys to be active in the chat. So if I see more than 3 people say this one person, I'm going with that. So if you want to speak up, or forever hold your peace, because it's your mock, not mine. Right? This is the community mock. Let's see what you guys have in store. Before I get into it, big shout out to my man Slick Crook, member for 47 months. Big shout out to you, my G. I gotta give a shout out to all my peoples in here. So yo, coming live from Saudi Arabia. What you doing in Saudi Arabia, bro? Buffalo Bills and Fanatics, let go. Yo, big shout out to my man Slick Crook out in Saudi. You're in the oil nation, baby. Yo, safe travels though. Safe travels. My man Dan Bills. What up, Dan? Yo, why the Bills are mid at drafting and other teams like the Ravens are godlike? We know that in these drafts, we're going to have between 3 to 5 meh players. And so every team has these meh players. You got to. I mean, you got to fill the roster with them. However, Brandon Beane can't afford to draft a guy in the first round that's meh. And that's the point I'm trying to get to. And nobody wants that. But your track record is telling us that we might get that. So Kincaid, I know we have big hopes for Kincaid, and I'm holding out hope. Max Hairston, he's only going into his second year. We get that. But we just saw a big old flop in Kyer Elam. I don't know what team he's on right now. Kansas City? I don't know where he's at. Is he on a team? He might be on a team. I don't want to disrespect him like that. But golly, man. Golly. Shoot, we got to make work. We got to make it happen. So, no, you're right, though. Why are the Bills that they're not mid? It's just that we got to hit, bro. We got to hit. We got to be aggressive. And maybe this is the year that they become aggressive. I don't know. We'll see. Josh Richardson, what up, Josh? JR, what up? Yo, what up, Rico? The Bills are trading down, in my opinion. Something tells me they might, unless the best player available is right there for them. Okay? I will be tuning in on Thursday, Saturday. Oh, my God. I love it. Like I do every year. Go Bills. Listen, man. I appreciate you guys that stick with me right till the end, because day 1 is fun. Day 2 is amazing. Day 3, woo! It's a rough one. Day 3 is a rough one. So listen, join me on day 3. Don't let me go through this by myself with my man Kevin and whoever. I'm trying to round up a crew that's fun for us to go through it. We don't have many days, day 3 picks, so maybe to go by fast, but it's not, because day 3 is long. Gosh, it's long. We got to make it work. We'll make it work. We're gonna make it work. So let's roll. All right. That being said, let's go ahead and let's go to PF. Which one we gonna do? I'm gonna do the one that I always do. Let's roll and let's do a draft. We're gonna do one. I'm gonna just set it up, and then we're gonna do one together. So we're gonna go all 7 rounds. We're not going to trade. We are not going to trade. If we do it fast enough, maybe we can trade. I'm gonna make this draft go fast. We are going to go with this one. We're going to do 2 drafts tonight. We're going to go with this one is going to be the consensus, and then we're going to go with the athletic. Apparently, the athletic, there's one guy that does, and he's pretty bang on. He does one every year, and he's freaking bang on with some of the drafts. So we'll do the athletic next. So consensus now. We're going to do a fast draft, and let me share my page so you guys are with me. You guys are hanging out with me, and we can get it cracking. So, by the way, while you guys are out there, do me a favor. PFSN, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go PFSN, and we'll go from there. By the way, while you guys are here, do me a favor and smash that like. Do me that favor, smash it. Let's get this to 150 likes. We could do that. 150 likes, and I'm gonna go live with you guys again tomorrow. A couple things to talk about, and right up until I could try to go live together. I will never make promises, right? You know, you can't make promises. Things happen, but we will try to make something happen tomorrow night, right up until the draft, and have a good old time. So I'm glad that you guys are going to be hanging out with us. So let me take a quick look at what the Sabres are doing here. Are the Sabres still down 2-0? You guys let me know. Let me know in the chat. Are we still down? I say we. I say we like I'm a Sabres fan. Yeah, no, I'm not. But hockey is fun. Playoff hockey is a different ball game. So I'll give y'all that. It's a different ballgame, just like NBA game. NBA is different. It's a different game. Raptors ain't doing the greatest right now. Ingram's talking about all this. You know what I mean? I was relegated to. Bro, you're an all-star player, brother. You're an all-star. I don't want to hear all that. The man of basketball. Don't play with me. All right, let's go. 3-0. Safe to say the Sabres it's a wrap. Safe to say. Let it play out. All right, let's go. Let us roll. Let me zoom in so I can show y'all what we're working with. Show you what we're working with. You got me sounding like Missy. All right, let's shake this draft up. Let me see if you guys can see it. Yes, you guys can. This is excellent. So here we are. So the Baltimore Ravens. Every mock draft I do, the Baltimore Ravens are in my crawl space trying to make a trade with me every time. And you want me to trade at 45? Bro, give me the kick rocks. Jacksonville's like, no, I'll give you 56. I say kick rocks, my G. Bengals 41. So you have sexy Dexy, and you want me to give you my 26th pick for 41 and 72. Nah, I'm good. We're not gonna trade. We're gonna see what's available. So right now, Casey Concepcion is gone. He went to the Cleveland Browns. All right. Peter Woods gone to the Bears. Omar Cooper, receiver, gone to freaking Patriots. The Patriots traded up. Ain't that something? Avian Terrell is gone. Any other receivers? Receiver Malachi Lemon is gone. That's early. I think that's mad early, but maybe I'm wrong. And Jordan Tyson to the Giants. Yo, if Jordan Tyson goes to the freaking Giants, the Giants are going to be nice. Jordan Tyson, Malik Neighbors, Cam Scoutable, Jackson Dart playing some good ball. Bro, they're going to have a good squad out there. And if they go and draft, hold on, because they got 2 picks in the first. Don't they? Am I wrong? Yeah, so if they go and get Jeremiah Love, because I've seen Jeremiah Love go to the Giants, Jeremiah Love, and they go back and get Tyson, bro, watch out for the freaking Giants, bro. Watch out for the Giants. They'll be nasty. They'll be right back in that NFC East like nothing. All right, here we go. So the Bills are up. We're picking at 26. Let's see what's available offensively. So offensively, Kenyon Sadiq, that freak of a tight end, we don't need it. So we're not going to go there. Denzel Boston, available. I don't think that he moves the needle enough that he changes the way this offense rolls. You got to have someone that gives you big-time ability. So, that being said, we're flipping to the defense. Defensively, you got Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety out of Toledo. I've seen that name go early. Caden McDonald is sitting right there. Colton Hood, Zion Young, sitting right there at 33. CJ Allen, Georgia linebacker, sitting right there at 34. You got Chris Johnson, TJ Parker, Cassius Howell sitting at 40. Christian Miller, defensive tackle out of Georgia. Georgia players you can't go wrong with. You got Jacob Rodriguez, that is a absolute stud. Caleb Banks from Florida, 43. Now we're going a little too far down. You got Gabe Jacobs, right? I've seen this name a lot. And people love this Gabe Jacobs, right? 6'4", 260. That boy can move. What is he? Coming out of what? Florida? That boy, apparently he's big time, man. Someone told me, yo, you need to look into that Gabe Jacobs cat. He's nice. So let me go to the chat real quick. What are we feeling here? I see Jacob Rodriguez. I see CJ Allen. Can't go wrong with it. Georgia boy. I see it. McNeil Warren at safety. I mean, do you take a safety in the first? Is he going to change that defense? You do got Cole Bishop. You got CJ Gardner. Are you ready to go there? My man said, yo, draft Sadiq. We could trade for Kincaid. I don't know. Malachi Lawrence. Are we ready to go Malachi Lawrence? McNeil Warren or Malachi Lawrence. First of all, did I even see Malachi Lawrence available? Was Malachi Lawrence even available? I didn't even see his name. I think he's gone. Malachi Lawrence. Unless I'm blind. Where the heck is Malachi Lawrence? Malachi Lawrence at 48. Are y'all ready to go Malachi Lawrence at 48? 48 best player, 6'4", 250. Out of what? Kentucky? Louisville, Kentucky? Huh? One of the more intriguing mid-round edge prospects, they say. Lawrence joined the UC Knights in 2021, redshirted, 7.5 sacks, 10.5 tackles. He remains a productive 2024 season and had a career year in 2025, earning 7 sacks, 11 tackles for a loss. So he's big time, right? So this is not my draft. This is your draft. So what are we feeling, people? Caden is my pick, my man said. Malachi Lawrence. What do we got here? CJ Allen, can't go wrong with that. They say Lawrence. My man says Lawrence. I've seen 3 Lawrences so far. I see 2 Rodriguez's. I see another Lawrence. All right, Lawrence is the pick, folks. That's it. I've seen more than enough that I need to see. Malachi Lawrence is going to be a Buffalo Bill. Boom. We got ourselves an edge player. Here we go. We're now going into the 3rd round. Where are we at? So we got our edge player. We got our pass rusher. We have our enforcer. Right? We have an impact player. Here come the Jacksonville Jaguars wanting the no, you guys can kick rocks. So pick 91. What's available? Let's go to the offensive side of the football. So we obviously don't need a quarterback. Let's go to receiver. Deion Burks, Brennan Thompson. I've seen this name quite often. He's 5'9", $164. But this brother is explosive as ever. He is explosive. He's got a crazy, like 100-meter dash. He did a 10-1. That's insane. With him at Mississippi State, 57 catches, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, and I think he had something like 18 yards per reception, something stupid like that. So, but 5'9", $160. I mean, all it reminds me of, and I'm not saying they're the same player, but it reminds me of Roscoe Parrish. It reminds me of Lil Dirty, Isaiah McKenzie. You know what I'm saying? Are we trying to go there? We know he can run. He can flat out run, but 5'9", 3rd-round pick? Nah, bro, I'm not trying to go there. Jacoby Lane, Kendrick Law. You know what name I've been seeing? This guy right here, Jeff Caldwell. I've been seeing this name often. So if you guys are on social media, if you guys are following, they said that this guy, his measurables, his RAS score, all of that is of the likes. Look at this RAS score, 9.99. His RAS score, they're saying he's another freaking Megatron, averaging over 18 yards per catch across all 3 of his years. The guy is just a bona fide stud. 6'5", 216, 33-inch arms. Bro, 4'3", 140, 1.48 10-yard split, 42-inch vertical. Dude, the guy is, they're saying he's Megatron. My question is, why the heck is he way down here? Why is he way down here? Like, you got all this, and that's all we got? 6'5", 216. Are we here for? He's at. Yeah, we can get him. We can probably get him later, so we can chill. So y'all talk to me, chat. W's in the chat. Y'all let me know what do we got next? Are we? Wait, is Caden still there? Nah, he's out. Caden's out. We went with Malachi Lawrence, brother. We went with Malachi Lawrence. My man said, "Yo, stop wasting Josh." Listen. This is you guys picking, not me. Malik Benson you can get him later. Caldwell for sure at receiver, but not this early, bro. We're not gonna take Caldwell now. Roscoe Parrish, which GM had that nasty work? Caldwell is amazing at everything except catching the football. Oh, he's got the dropsies? I haven't watched any film on him. I just been reading a lot of people talk about him. All right, let's go. Let's check for the defensive tackle and see what's available at defensive tackle. Because we got our edge player. Look at that. Big Citrus right there. Sitting right there at 70. Big Citrus. Big Citrus. Are we right there? Dominic Orange. Listen, man. Dominic Orange is sitting at 6'2", 320. Big human. Big Citrus in Buffalo, right? 6'2", 328, 34-inch arms, bro. He can play with natural leverage. This naturally he's not an elite disruptor one-on-one, but Orange makes his money by being an immovable mass. Bro, isn't that what we need? Isn't that what we need? You got yourself an edge player, and then you get yourself a defensive tackle that doesn't move. You don't move his ass. Bro, are you guys in on Citrus? Big Sit? Are we in? We got 1 on Big Citrus. We got 2 on Big Citrus. I'll go to linebacker. I'm just trying to see what you guys are, you know what I mean, what you guys are feeling. Corleone or Citrus? You guys are saying Citrus? My man said Lawrence and Citrus, we are cooking. All right, let's roll. Hold on, let me just go to linebacker first before let's go to linebacker. I got Kyle Lewis. Listen, this Kyle Lewis pick, all I've been seeing is Louis Riddick talk about, yo, this guy could be the next, who did he say? He said Tampa Bay linebacker, Derek Brooks. This guy's like a Derek Brooks. So are we sleeping on that? Can we pick him out? We need a linebacker right here? Or are we good with who we have at linebacker right now currently and just bring back Shaq Thompson? Caleb Elam Orr, a guy that we brought in for a top 30 visit. Dante Lawson. You got Keyshawn Elliott, Bryce Butter. So I'm going down the list. So right now, I got Kyle Lewis at linebacker. Safety, I got Zaki Wheatley, VJ Payne. Bro, it's Kyle. For me, it would be Kyle Lewis or, I mean, shoot, you got Big Citrus sitting right there in front of your face. You don't play with your food, bro. You don't play with your food. Are we going Citrus? Big Citrus in the building or what? You guys let me know, man. You guys let me know. Did I check linebacker yet? Let me go to linebacker. I did go to linebacker. So Toreen York, Harold Perkins Jr., Red Murdoch, we can get him later, right? That's why I'm saying it makes sense to go big sit. Come on, guys, let's not play around. Big sit. Are we in there? Let me see. My man said, "Yo, I'm a graphic designer and I made a prediction graphic for KC at 26." Hold on, what? I'm a graphic designer and I made a prediction graphic for KC at 26. Who y'all think I can make next for a first round pick? You guys let me know. You guys let him know. You guys talk to him in the chat. All right. Damn, 4-0? Yo, wrap it up. The Bills, you guys put all the energy in the first game and you forgot this was a series? Did y'all forget you guys were in a series? Don't let Boston come in and punk you at home like that. Don't let Boston come and punk you at home. Come on, fam. All right. My man said, yo, Lewis is too small. He be like Bernard. But that boy an athlete though, man. That boy athlete. Listen, I say grapefruit, citrus, big citrus in the building. Let's go. We got it. We're going big sit. That's who I see. That's what you guys are telling me. Big sit in the building. Welcome to Buffalo. So listen, man. Take a look at what we got, folks. The Bills right now have Malachi Lawrence and Dominique Orange. So picture the Patriots were to do something like this. Wouldn't you guys be like, shit, Patriots got Malachi Lawrence and Dominique Orange? Yo, that's nasty. Bro, some might be looking at the Bills like, yo, this might be the move. This might be the move. All right, here we go. We are now into our next pick. Folks, how do we feel? So right now we got Big Citrus and we got Malachi Lawrence out of UCF. And it's time. We're picking. The Bills are picking at 126. The Patriots picked up Caleb Elam Orr, a guy that we were slated to pick. So we got our edge player. Is this where we go and find a receiver? Are we looking for a receiver? Let's see what we got here. So let me slow that down. All right. So Jeff Caldwell sitting right there at 176. We can move on from him. Malik Benson right here from Oregon. He's sitting at 170. Let's go defense and see what we got on defense. Let's go linebacker. Keyshawn Elliott, Bryce Botcher, Harold Perkins, Toreen. I used to go to school. Actually, a kid that was in my neighborhood named Toreen. I haven't heard that name in forever. Toreen York, Jack Kelly, Red Murdoch. Now we're getting a little too high. Jimmy Rolder. We got some good talent back there. So I don't know if we ready to go linebacker. Cornerback, Dalen Everett, Julian Neal, Ephesians. You know his parents are pastors. For you got a name like Ephesians? Yeah, that if you know your Bible, they call that brother Ephesians Pricesock. What a name that is. Golly. Then you got Hezekiah. You got some Christians in here, boy. Hezekiah. You know what's funny? Funny story. We almost called my son Hezekiah. And then we ended up saying, you know what? Let's go Zekiah because we know where it derives from. So Hezekiah would have been his full name, but we're like, no, it's too grown for a little boy. So Zekiah was what we stuck with. So Hezekiah, we always liked that name. I'm looking down this list, bro. I don't know if we need to go that route. Let's go safety. So at safety, we got VJ Payne out of Kansas. You got Jacoby Thomas down here from Florida. You got Jalen Husky, Lewis Moore. I've seen that name quite often. Lorenzo Styles. I mean, we're going too low. So let me see what you guys are liking right now. You guys let me know where you want me to go. VJ Payne at safety. Linebacker. So right now, this is where we're at safety. Let's go back to linebacker. Linebacker Keyshawn Elliott. Do we go back to edge? We got Anthony Lucas, Mason Rieger, Caden Curry, Max Llewellyn. Listen, this I've seen this name come up. George Gums Jr. What is that, out of Florida? Out of Florida. I've seen this name tied to the Bills. I think we brought him in for a visit. George Gums Jr. is a sleeper prospect. They say he was subpar pass rush production, but undeniable run game utility and withstanding upside. Gums began his career as a tight end. All right, so he's got some athleticism to him. So from an offensive player to a defensive player, so he raw. I don't know if I'm trying to. I mean, he nice like that though, but he raw. and Dami Tucker, Trey Moore. I mean, we going down the list now. We're going down the list. So let me go back to defensive tackle. Do we double dip at the defensive tackle? You got Rayshawn Benny out of Michigan. You got DeMonte Capehart, Albert Regis, Zane Durant, Nick Barrett, Dante Corleone. That's a name right there. I know that's a name that we're going to look at. And, I mean, anytime I hear this, I see the name Landon, I'm already turned off. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, shoot, I might be tripping. So, to me, I think we go safety right here. Safety might be the pick, fellas. What do we think? Or we go offense and see where we have a receiver. So, Malik Benson sitting right there and Jeff Caldwell sitting right there. So, is this where we pick or is that too early? Let me go back to the chat and see what we're saying. So, my man said, yo, look at guard, Rico. Okay, I'll take a look at guard. My man said, yo, don't double dip. We don't double dip in this B. We're not doing it. All right. My man said, yo, now restart the mock and force a trade back to Miami for 2 and 3rd. Then we'll trade up again. Now let's try to roll through this. All right. So Kalen Proctor and Capehart. My man said Caleb Proctor. My man said Taff. Take Taff. All right. Shoot. You guys, I don't know anything about Taff. Y'all like Taff? Well, hold on. Somebody told me to go and take a look at the offensive side of the football. First of all, who's Taff? Y'all need to let me know. All right, let me close this over here. So at we don't need a tackle, so let's go guard. We got Anez Cooper, Jeremiah Wright. We got some talent down here, but there's a lot of names that I'm not familiar with. So if you guys are draft gurus, you guys let me know. Brian Parker at center. We already have enough centers on the squad, so we don't need to go that route. We definitely don't need to go that route. We don't need a tight end, receiver. This is where we're at, guys. So if I go back up to defense, somebody said don't double dip at defensive tackle. So we're not double dipping. We don't double dip at defensive end. Linebacker. I'm trying to figure out who said Toff because I don't know where Toff was, where you guys saw it. Was it was it corner or was it safety? Let's go to safety. Oh, Mike Taff out of Mike. I got to look that up. Oh, white boy out of Mike Taff. All right. 6 feet, 190. Yo, can we imagine double white boy back with Cole Bishop? Cole Bishop and Mike Taff? Woo-wee. White on white. I like it. Mike Taff is a potential mid-round gem. NFL draft safety class whose career is testament to the merit of perseverance. Oh, he's the coach's son. He's initially committed to Rice out of high school, but later made a decision to walk out to Texas. Redshirted his first season, saw more snaps. In 23, Taff emerged as a regular defensive contributor, earned All-American honors. Okay, 78 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 7 tackles, 5.5 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions. I need a ball hawk, though. Is he a ball hawk? He don't give me ball hawk, right? Safety impact, 85 grade. Follow that up with a Senior Bowl showing at 6 feet 195, sub 30 arms, right? You don't need to have big old long arms. Are we in on Toff? I mean, let me go back to the chat. You guys want that? Safety takes Toff at safety, VJ Payne. So safety is the unanimous decision. Question is, do you go VJ Payne or do you go with Michael Toff? Which one's the better one? VJ Payne, 6'3", 206. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. VJ Payne. High upside safety prospect, has questions regarding his ultimate role at the NFL level. Why? Payne joined the Wildcats as a 3-star linebacker. Oh, he's a transitioner. He went from linebacker to safety. That's a big safety, though. At 6'3", what is he, 6'3"? Shoot, 6'3", 200 pounds? He started 3 more games that year. Arguably his best career season. He earned PFF safety impact of 86 per True Media. He allowed just 0.4 yards per coverage. Okay. There's a lot of cosmetic appeal to Payne's profile. Yep. 6'3". He's lab built, size and speed. 6'3", 206, 34 arms, 4'4" speed. The conundrum with Payne is this. He has the size, athleticism, and tackling ability to be an asset in run support, but doesn't quite have urgency, angle consistency, and enforcer. I mean, that's one person's opinion, but he's got the traits. So do you pick a guy like VJ Payne? My man said that's like pretty much Imanori type safety, big nickel. Shoot, I like VJ Payne. I'd draft Payne right now. I'm looking at the chat right now. Jacoby Thomas, safety, take Toff, VJ Payne. I mean, you guys let me know. If you guys don't make a decision, I'm going to take it's. I've seen Taft several times. So is Taft the pick or is it VJ Payne? Payne sounds like a box safety from that description. Yes, he does. Sounds like he's just built, like he's just ready for it. You can mold him into just whatever. My man is let's go Payne. It looks like VJ Payne might be the way to go. Let's roll. I like that. I like the size. The size intrigues me. Michael at 6 feet 190. I'm not sure if I like that size, but I like safety. I like that. Let me go VJ Payne. Boom. All right. So now we are down to. I gotta try to make this a little faster now because I'm dragging this along. All right. So we are now what do we got now? Shoot, we went straight defense, bro. We got to now pick an offensive player for crying out loud. Who we got? Receiver might be the pick right now. So Malik Benson's sitting right there for us, and you got Jeff Caldwell still sitting right there. So maybe we can get away with, because we pick soon after, don't we? Yeah, we do. The Bills pick, so this is an opportunity to get another player before we go receiver. So where are we at? So we've gone, do we go linebacker? Is this where we go linebacker? Are we there? Taurine York, Jack Kelly, Red Murdoch. We can pick Red Murdoch later. We don't need him right now. We got an edge. Do we go corner? Ephesians, do we go with the Pastor's kid? We go with the PK? We got two PKs right now. Pastor's kid right here. Something tells me he definitely is a Pastor's kid. He looks like a Pastor's kid. You got it, boy. 6'3", a big boy. 6'3", 196. Ephesians prize like resident of size and speed freak. I like that already. Originally a 4-star recruit. Began his career at Arizona. Broke out as a starter his sophomore season. 1 interception and 7 pass breakups. All right, he's around the football. Transferred to Washington. I don't understand these guys that transfer. I mean, you were doing your thing and then you transfer. I mean, maybe the money's there. He carried that mantle through 2025, totaling 13 pass breakers, 1 interceptions, and 2 seasons with the Huskies. Pricelock played opposite another size speed specimen and teammate to Carrio Davis and the less refined of the two. Okay, but his upside is tantalizing nonetheless at 6'3", 196. Pricelock, 33-inch arms, wingspan, 80. He also boosts a 4.45 speed, elite explosiveness. Additionally, he has spindly quickness? What the hell does that mean, spindly? Spindly quickness for his size and flashes surprise fluidity. Shoot, you can't go wrong with that. All this considered, Pricelock has created a playmaker mix of speed, quickness, and fluidity. I mean, we need speed. Pricelock would be a definite nice pick. Let me go back to the chat to see what you guys are saying. Cyrus Allen, Malik Benson, Cyrus Allen. And damn, Bruins are killing you guys. All right. Who's Cyrus Allen? Let me go up. So we got ourselves. Somebody mentioned Cyrus Allen. Is he a receiver? Cyrus Allen out of Cincinnati. What's Cyrus Allen saying? It's 5'11", 180. That's an ideal size for a receiver. To me, between 5'11 and 6'1", that's a good size for a receiver. $180, he'll put some weight on. He's probably lighter than that because they list you at 180. So he's probably like $170. Cyrus Allen's potential mid-round sleeper, who was one of the prime standouts at the Senior Bowl. He began his career as a 3-star signee. True freshman. After another year of production at LTU, Allen transferred to Texas A&M, but struggled to catch on with the Aggies. Why? Why'd you struggle, my G? He waged a career-best campaign with the Bearcats, Cincinnati, racking up 51 for 674, 13 scores. Okay. 13 touchdowns, all right, B. While earning an 80 score. Per True Media, he's also achieved 2.6 yards per route, a size-defying 12.3 catch rate, and over expectation, and a minuscule 1.5 drop rate. So that boy don't drop the football. 31-inch arms, I don't care. Allen is average size at best, but he possesses a dynamic brand of mobility. Huh. Who this? Cyrus Allen? Are we in on Cyrus Allen? Are we there? Allen is a receiver. Yeah, I see it. It's highway robbery if he wasn't invited to the combine. All right, Cyrus Allen it is. I'm going by what you guys are telling me. Cyrus Allen, welcome to Buffalo. All right, here we go. And then, do we double dip up receiver? Are we confident in our receivers? Let's go to the offensive line. Offensive line, let's go guard because we need that. Jeremiah Wright. You got Logan Taylor, Fa'ali Lili, Fa'omo. I don't know if I pronounced that one. Armaj Reed Adams, DJ Campbell. Now we're going down the list here. We don't need a running back. We don't need a quarterback. We could, we could draft a quarterback, but there's nothing really worth drafting here. We could double dip at receiver really if we wanted to. We don't need a tight end. We don't need a tackle either. We good on this side. So defense is where we really need to spend our time. So linebacker, that's one thing we haven't addressed yet, right? We got a safety. So this is where Red Murdoch is sitting right there. You can't go wrong with Red Murdoch, man. Are we good with Red Murdoch? Let me see what the chat is saying. Guard or center. Now get Benson. Allen, you would double dip at receiver and go Benson? Jack Kelly. I see Jack Kelly. What was it? BYU linebackers. I know he's a white boy. Yep, for sure. Jack Kelly out of BYU. 6'2", 240. That's a big boy. He gives me unathletic. He just gives me thumper. Jack Kelly is a mid-late linebacker with a clear run and chase value. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. And a track record of production. He began his career at Weber State. After the 22 campaign, he saw him put up 10.5 sacks. Oh, out of linebacker? 12 tackles for a loss. He transferred to BYU and picked up where he left off. Across 2 seasons with Cougars, Kelly totaled 106 tackles, 15 sacks. What? 6'2", 240, 31-inch arms. Kelly has above-average size to pair with a swarming sideline-to-sideline range and near-elite attack explosion. Golly. He plays with tenacious pace and physicality and weaponizes his unhinged motor, both as a gap invader and as an angle-aware blitzer. Bro, this might be the pick. Jack Kelly, whoever mentioned Jack Kelly, kudos to you. My man said, yo, tackle Burke. Kelly could be a Milano-level steal. Yo, I like this guy right here. Just strictly based on this. I'd have to go and watch a little bit of film before we go. I see Jack Kelly twice. Jack Kelly sold. We're going Jack Kelly. I saw it 3 times now. Thank you, guys. Jack Kelly's the pick. Yo, I'm glad you guys mentioned Jack Kelly. Now you got me going to go check out Jack Kelly film. All right, Jack Kelly is the pick. And where we at? How many picks we got? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong spot. So here we are. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 2 more picks to go. And I'm going to make the last pick just so you guys know. And I'm sure you guys know where I'm going with that. So let's go to the chat. Let's see where we at now, folks. So right now we got 2 more picks. Red Murdoch is another linebacker that's available. We don't really need to go Red Murdoch, but we can double dip. It's late. We can go cornerback, Thaddeus Dixon. But we're good. And so Andre Fuller was a guy that we have brought in as a top 30 visit. So we good with that. What if, what are you guys thinking? Let me go back to edge. George Gubbs Jr. is there. That's something that the Bills are tied to. Red Murdoch. Let's go safety. Jalen Husky, Lewis Moore, Bishop Fitzgerald. You got that Styles Jr. is there still. DT. We don't really need to double dip. But Dante Corleone being there. What is he? 6 feet, 340. Woo! That boy. That's a heavy boy. They nicknamed this brother the Godfather. Was a standout defender at CFB ever since he set foot on the field at Nippon Stadium. Born and raised in Cincinnati, he had an opportunity to transfer after his 3-sack, 6 TFL redshirt freshman season, but chose to see it out and finish his career with his hometown squad. You got to commend him for that. Later in his career, he never quite recaptured his pass rushing production that was present early on, but he maintained a presence in a high quality run defender. True Media has allowed him allowed 1.42 yards per run. Stopping 225, 6'340. Colon is incredibly unique archetype and a DT position. He's stout and squatty with stellar mass and proportional length, all of which amounts to a superb gap control power absorber. Listen, Dwayne Carter, he's going to have every opportunity to make the squad. Okay. But he ain't safe. You bring in a guy like Dante Corleone, and now you got yourself, a different ball game, right? But I'm not making the picks. You guys are making the picks. So you guys let me know what you're feeling and what you guys are vibing on. So let me go to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Corleone is redundant with citrus, but the idea of both. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. If you get both those boys, I'll be something with Deion Walker, but that's OD. That is OD, in my opinion. But having a name like the Godfather is crazy. My man said, yo, stop with the draft videos. I don't understand what that means. Stop with the draft videos. Hold on. So you don't like these mock drafts? You're gonna sit through 5 hours each day of draft, and you're telling me stop with it. You might as well just not watch the draft, my guy. Don't watch the drafts. Don't do it. All right? And you're late to the party because I'm not picking the drafts. I'm letting you guys in the chat pick the draft. I swear, it's people like this. It's people like this that say, yo, stop with the videos, bro. But you're going to sit here and spend your whole weekend, 18 hours plus, watching the draft. Man, cut it out. Yo, cut it out, man. If you're going to be watching the draft all weekend, cut it out. I'm sick of them. They don't watch football. That's craziness. My man said, yo, go after Lander Barton. Lander Barton. Let me go check out Lander Barton. What position? Lander Barton. It sounds like an old lineman to me. Let's take a quick look. Where we at? Is he a guard or tackle? Lander Barton? I was checking to see if he was if he was an old lineman with a name like that. Lander. All right, let's go back to defense. Safety we don't need. We don't need cornerback. Where we at? We got one more pick? Yeah, we got a couple more picks, man. So you guys let me know. One more pick for you guys. Devin Marshall. I see Marshall, Leonard Barton, Marshall, cornerback, NC State. Okay, I'll check him out. Corleone is redundant. You're right about that. Let me see what we got. Stop talking about the comments about the... Yo, it's killing me, bro. I got to. Linebacker. Okay, cool. Don't need 2-1 techs. You're right. We don't need to go to 1 tech. We could do that. Well, we got corner. Let me go back to a corner and see what we got. So I'm looking at the chat, see what you're feeling. Did we draft a corner? I think we did. Did we get one? No, so we need a corner. I like that. Let's go corner. Andre Fuller's right there. The Bills did bring him in, so I could totally see the Bills grabbing him. The Preacher's kid is gone, so he out. That would have been a big pick at this point. I would say Andre Fuller, because that's who the Bills have brought in. So if he's still there, they're going to go from 6'1", 200, good size, good length. You know what I mean? I kind of see them going with the Steelers corner here. Check this out, man. Yo, racking up 49 tackles, 2.5 tackles, lost an interception, 11 PBUs, man. He's around that football. Good for him. True Media says he allowed only 0.7 yards per coverage snap and had 23.1 forced incompletion percentage. There's clear appeal with Fuller's athletic makeup. Though he has relatively short arms, but he's well built at 6'1", 200 pounds. That's a good size corner. I said we go Fuller right here. I think that it just makes the most sense. My pen says go to Barton. Lander Barton. Yep. Good seeing you out of Utah. Makes sense. Lander Barton was a prestigious 4-star recruit in 22 class who offers from a host of blue blood programs, including Michigan and Notre Dame, but having played high school football 10 minutes from Utah, brother said, yo, I'm staying home. My man said instant impact 22, amassing 8 tackles for a loss of 4.5 sacks. Barton never replicated the freshman season, which is cool. Here's what he did last year. Decent end cap to productive career, but questions still remain. At peak form, Barton is physical and fast, flowing downhill defender with elite competitive urgency and imposing point of contact power. He could probably read initial movements, engage star blocks, blah, blah, blah. Contact content in crowds, and he's actionable blitzing and utility. Okay. I mean, shoot, you guys like this pick? You guys let me know. Somebody said go see Devin Marshall. My man Walter said, yo, people be like, Rico, stop reading my comments and get back to the mock. The point of is going to you guys, right? You guys are the ones picking. I got to make sure you guys are on point. So, isn't that crazy, Walter? Devin Marshall. Let's go see Marshall. Is Marshall a linebacker? Let me see what we got. Devin Marshall. I don't know what's going on here. Something's up. Let me reload that. I hope it doesn't take away our thing, because if it reloads, there goes our mock. And maybe that's a sign. Crazy. All right, let me just stop that for now and come back to it. But I mean, if we went corner there, I would have just went Jack Stonehouse as a corner, as a punter, and then call it a day. So that's that's the route I would have took anyway. I would have just made that initial pick. So what are your thoughts so far? I mean, we went Lawrence, defensive tackle. We pretty much picked every level that we needed. We got ourselves a receiver. We got ourselves a corner. I would have picked Fuller as a corner, and then I would have been a punter. Dude, that's not a bad way to end the draft. That's sure. I'm rocking with that. By the way, I lost that page. It just made me reload it, and it's a wrap. So, but we got to where we needed to. So at this point, we went Malachi Lawrence, we went big citrus, a big immovable object, and then we went with our linebacker in Barton. Did we go Barton? No, we went Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly linebacker. And bro, it's a whole lot. That's a solid draft, actually. I didn't mind that. We got a nice safety, VJ Payne. Bro, we did well. You guys did well. So shout out to the chat. You guys did amazing. And we go from there, man. My man said, yo, Rico, you changed your facial hair? Yeah, I did, man. I got rid of the side of the facial hair, the makeshift facial hair that I had. So I just went with the straight goatee. Safe to say the wife was like, you didn't want to tell me that you're going to change the look? I said, bro, I'm a grown-ass man. I make these changes when I need to. No, you tell me when you make changes like that and you come in this house. You got 3 girls that are used to their father with facial hair, and here you go. I said, girl, this thing grows like this. We back at it. You know how that goes. But anyway, neither here nor there. Appreciate you noticed. But here we are, folks. We're about to find out what Brandon Beane's going to do. All we ask is that he comes through with a blue chip player that immediately impacts his team, whether offense, whether defense. Find someone that immediately says, yo, the Bills got that player. Watch out. That's what we need. That's what needs to take form. So that being said, I was going to do a second back-to-back mock, but listen, it gets too fun. You get to talking, you get to moving. But you guys did pretty well. I would have loved to kind of save your mock. I'm going to go back and try to recreate it and try to post it. But good job, chat. Y'all came through and handled business. Do me a favor before we get out of here. Smash that like, folks. We are days away from the draft. We will be live and direct Thursday night. Back again on Friday and back again on Saturday afternoon. Boy, oh boy, we'll be watching. Bills fans will be watching what Brandon Beane has up his sleeve. And I'll tell you right now, man, he can't let this slide. We're watching, especially with McDermott gone. And McDermott has such a control or a thumb or that weird dynamic that they had where each guy rolls up to Pagula. There is none of that now. Now it's streamlined. One band, one sound, one message. We'll find out how it all takes shape. And by the way, I know that my man Cody Benz, what up, Cody Benz is saying, hey man, Ray Davis should return for both. Listen, keep Ray Davis where he at kick return. Punt return is a different beast. And by the way, what a profile picture you got there, bro. That profile picture, fire. That's my dog. That's my dog, man. Anyway, folks, that is my time. I appreciate you guys. Listen, we will be back at it again Thursday. I'm going to try to squeak in another show tomorrow. And then we're back out on Thursday, bro. We're days away from finding out what the Bills are going to look like going into the 25-26 season, 26-27 season. Sheesh. Look at me running it back, right? 26-27 season. And we'll go from there, man. So this is going to be fun. My man, Student Body Right, says, yo, Alec Anderson better learn to skate. Well, the Sabres didn't look good, folks. So that was listen, they got everybody riled up. First game. Sabres got everybody riled up in Buffalo. Talk about this is the best fan base. It's a crazy fan base. You got to take your licks. This is a season. This is a series. You know what I'm saying? The Sabres weren't just going to roll through Boston. Boston was like, bro, we got some pedigree now. We got some pedigree. But to get shut out 4-0, nah, we got to be better than that. We got to be better than that. You can't get shut out 4-0. Nah, bro, we got to be better than that. All right, folks, that's my time. Appreciate you guys. Before you get out of here, smash that like. Do me that favor. If you have not shared this, share this stream. Let's get the algorithms up, right? We need to start getting these algorithms up. So by the time we hit Thursday, we want this thing freaking absolutely running and gunning. So we appreciate you guys. You guys have yourself a fantastic evening, and we'll catch you guys potentially tomorrow if I have some things to cook up. And maybe some new news will start coming out. And this guy's, I guess, touted to the Bills. Just today, I saw the Bills could be potentially shopping Keon Coleman. I said, what? Like, now you're going to start hearing a whole bunch of nonsense. They say, oh, the 49ers might be interested in Keon and bringing him over there. Listen, at the end of the day, if he's traded, he's traded. But the way they stood on the table and said, no, he's our guy, he's going to have a breakout season, that would be the ultimate betrayal. If they bigged him up and doubled down and big him up just to trade him, wouldn't that be absolutely wild by the Buffalo Bills, and how untrustworthy the Pagula, how untrustworthy Brandon Beane and Joe Brady would be if they went and hit the table and said, that's my guy, and to say, yeah, we changed our mind. We're going to trade you the whole time. Unless they say, yo, we're going to big you up, but the plan is to trade you. So don't get comfortable. We trading your ass, but we got to big you up. So nothing personal. It's just business. Who knows how this all goes down? But I'll tell you this, if they go ahead and trade him, bro, craziness. What are you going to get from a fourth, fifth? I don't know. We'll see. All right, folks, y'all enjoy it. It's been great, and we'll see you guys potentially tomorrow, but we'll definitely see you guys Thursday night. Everybody's excited. I'm excited. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. It's your boy Rico, and I'm...
This episode sponsored by the Bomb Box. When someone you love is going through cancer, you want to do more than send flowers. You want to truly help. That's why there's the Bomb Box. Founded by 6-time cancer survivor Liz Bendit, the Bomb Box creates thoughtfully curated care packages filled with premium, practical tools designed specifically for surgery, chemo, and recovery. Every item is chosen based on insights from more than 500 patients and caregivers, because during treatment, the smallest comforts can make the biggest difference. Don't just send a gift, send real support. Visit thebombbox.com today and get free shipping on orders over $50. That's THEBALMBOX.com.